Okay, part 2 of Hot Topic. Faith, religion, what you believe, what you don't believe. Let's get down to the meat of it. I'm going to let you know what I believe. And then I want to hear in the comments what you lean on when you're stressed, what you need if you don't lean on anything, what it is that would be useful. So I have always leaned on the religion I grew up with my family, which was God and Creator, and we called him and he and Lord, and that's what I grew up to believe. But here's the dilemma I had when I had kids. When I had children, the folks that I experienced religion with, stood shoulder to shoulder with in church, worked in the nursery with, taught classes with, sat beside on the pews every Sunday, even in my family circle and my friend circle, none of them actually were free of difficulty. None of them were actually free and had all the miracles happening. None of them actually seemed to have it all together. So I questioned this religion of mine. And I think it was the best thing that ever happened to me. And the reason is because when I had my hardest times, when I had my baby's heart surgery, when my daughter was amphilectic as a little girl and her throat was swelling shut all the time, and my hubby and I were having real struggles and trying to navigate a life with stress and a marriage, I had to cry out loud a few times. If you're here, where the hell are you? Many of you might have had that same experience. It's intense. Or maybe you didn't grow up in church and religion, and maybe you've had that same experience, but if there's something out there, where the hell are you? And that's normal. I just want you to know right now, either or, church, no church, faith, no faith. If you go through hard times, you are going to say, what the hell am I here for? What am I doing here? What is my purpose? Why am I even here? And if you've had something really horrible happen in your life, like something really detrimental to your identity, and it's forced you to question every thought, every motive of everybody else, all of these things, then you might really wonder what the hell you're doing here and why you're here. And you know what? We have epidemics. We have epidemics of drug use and alcoholism and abuse of children and partners and marriages and everything. Doesn't it seem to be at the highest point it's ever been? Doesn't control and ego and all of this trouble seem to be at the highest it's ever been? I think it is. And why do you think that is? I'm going to tell you why I think it is. Because I think people don't know who they belong to, where they belong, or how they belong or fit. I think people have lost their way. I think that the religions have caused so much division, as have humans themselves. It's not just religion. You can't just blame the church. And if you blame just the church, then it's misdirected, because it's humans, it's man, it's ego that has caused division, made bad decisions. And it's people who align together with ego and lack of empathy and lack of social capability and ability. And it's also a lack of those who have good motivation, who have kind hearts, the people that are created to be the healer of hearts on the planet, those people that people refer to as angels and givers and the kindest of the kind. Those folks are often gentle and quiet, so they don't rise up when the big, nasty, scary guys and the bad stuff's happening, because they weren't created for war. They were created with insight, empathy, and ability. And so when people with bad intentions show up in the churches and in the government and in the schools and in our families, many of us won't stand up. And that's okay. Because if everybody stood up and everybody screamed and yelled, can you imagine where we would be at? Will we even be here at this point? I doubt it. It takes all kinds, right? But the thing I want you to know today that I discovered through my journey, and I know yours is different, but people are often pained. Whether you're kind, healer, soft-hearted, or whether you're angry, egotistical, or whether you're just brilliant, kind and brilliant, but you have a different way of functioning and thinking than the opposite, we have to find a way to live without being polarized. We have to find a way to live without raising our voices so loud that we don't have a minute of breath for the other guy, that we don't respect the other guy, that we don't hear him without getting so angry that we can't hear anything he or she is saying. And then when you add religion to that, and faith and church and all of those things, and strong beliefs and family beliefs to this, it knocks us off kilter. We go so far down the train track that we forget we missed the stop way back there. We forget what was important. We forget how to navigate respectfully. We forget that we might actually be able to learn something. I'm gonna give you an example in the faith category, but this applies to all of the categories I've just been talking about, dynamics for all personality types and interactions and things. But I'm going to use an example of my faith and how we miss the stops, right? Well, when I was younger and I was raised in the church and I sat every Sunday in a pew and I went to Bible school, and then as a young woman and had children, I took my own children to Sunday school, and I sat in the pew and listened to everything. I learned a lot. I learned stuff that will carry me till my end days, that are really, really important, that carry me through my hardest times. But I'm going to tell you something. I learned the hardest stuff. I learned that the people sitting next to me in the pew or preaching from the pulpit might be the guy that's actually hurting children behind closed doors when he's not preaching. I learned that the guy sitting next to me might be punching his wife. I learned that the woman that was befriending and being really kind to me and seemed like she could be a best friend type was actually abusing children and breaking their bones. They're everywhere. And under the guise of religion or any faith or hot topic, you can find folks whose intentions are poor. What you need to do with your life is decide what's important to you, decide how to navigate, decide what your best gifts are to navigate and to help your circle close to you navigate. You want to share gifts, you want to share good tools. But when it comes to faith, when it comes to creation, when it comes to the things that are really, really important for you personally, it's a personal journey. And I would say take in as much evidence as you can, listen to as many folks as you can, do it without getting angry, do it without getting upset, do it without creating conflict. But know that whatever your gut and your internal message tells you, you need to listen. Because when I was going to church and sitting near all these people, the few that I was mentioning, my guts told me all of these things about them one-on-one as a person. But because I was in a situation, I mean, this could happen to you at work, right? You might question if you had thoughts about, you had spidey senses about your boss, or you had spidey senses about your family member's partner or whatever. But even in church, I'm just saying, I had spidey senses about all these things in my church body, in my church family, and I ignored them. And thank goodness my children weren't damaged, but I was. I was, because I put my faith in people instead of my faith in myself and my Creator that I chose to believe in. You don't have to, but I do have a faith that everybody needs connection. Everybody wants to know why they're really here, and everybody feels disconnected when they're not honest and when they don't feel like they know why they've even been placed here on the planet. So for me, just so you know, I have faith in a Creator. I call him God. And I still choose to practice a relationship with my Creator every single day, even though the churches and the folks that I've experienced, majority of them were beautiful and lovely, amazing human beings, giving of themselves, doing amazing things for others. But you'll find that in everything you invest in everything you believe in every place you go to invest some of yourself, not everybody is on the same page. I missed the warning signals, and then I heard warning signals, and I didn't listen. And so for those of you who hate and detest religion or God or any discussion of anything of that sort, I get you. I hear you. And I understand why. But I want to challenge you. No matter what has happened or what you've done, where you've been, who you've been affected by, don't you want to know why you're here? And I'm not saying my faith is why you're here. I'm not even going to tell you today what I think the answer is to this. But I do want to challenge you. It's beautifully authentic living here after all. I want to challenge you to go on a journey. To take a journey to discover why you're here. Because the connection to oneself is the freedom we all desire. And then, external to that, the connection we have with those we love and choose to spend our life with is the deepest connection you will have outside of self, and if you believe in a creator or something greater than yourself. And if you invest in these things, these are the people that aren't afraid of death. These are the people that I've witnessed and see die, and they smile and say, it's okay. It's okay, I'm ready. I've seen a lot of people die. And I've held a lot of hands and cried a lot of tears with people who have lost somebody special. And everybody says and does the same thing. And they wish they did more, and they wish they believed in something greater, and they wish they invested as though they believed in themselves the way a creator might believe. And they wish they knew whether there was something to go to after this or not, or whether loved ones went or after this or not. So my challenge to you is, don't get into the battle with people about religion and creation and these things. Get in the quiet of your heart, in the quiet of your life, and ask yourself some quiet, personal questions. Who am I? Why am I here? And do I want to know, or do I believe in something that had me in mind for creation, because I am actually one of a kind and I'm actually special? So just something I wanted to suggest, and something I wanted to share with you that's important to me. I believe I was created. I believe I was created for something more than just the difficulties. And I think that it's time to step into it. And I think it's time to share. And I think and hope that maybe you have something amazing to share. I'm actually pretty sure you do. And I don't think we step into that until we're authentic, until we're really, really rooted in who we are, and we're calm and peaceful, and we take time for ourselves, and we know what we want to get behind and expend our energy on, and we know deep down what we won't get behind and we won't waste our energy on. And that's how we live beautifully. That's how we exist authentically, and that's how we stay out of war and stay out of unnecessary relationships, knowing why we're here, what we're doing, and what we believe. And I think it's really important. So I challenge you to ask yourself these things. Go on a quest. Go on a mission. Best thing I ever did was do this for myself, because when stress and things come up, you need to have the evidence. If you prepare your own personal evidence first, prior to major life stress, it's a gift to yourself, and it is the very best gift to self. So whatever you believe, whatever I believe, we don't have to agree. We have to know that everybody has the right to their journey, to come to their own conclusion. And the people that respect another's religion, faith, idea, whatever you want to call it, are the people who have never felt controlled, battered, abused, manipulated. The only people who will truly implement your opinion and your belief are the people that see you living it in such a way that it does something. It does something for your life, and they are attracted, and they want to see more, and they want to know more. That is the only way for you to honestly have an impact on the planet. Not for screaming from the hilltops, not for battering down the doors. The honest way is for you to live so damn well that they want to know what it is that you have that they don't. And then they will go on a journey of their own, or maybe even reach out because they want to know what it is you've acquired that they don't know yet. Cheers, my dear friends. Beautifully authentic living. That's the living for you. Go on a quest and please, please comment. I want to hear all about it.